Guys, did you know the secret to lasting longer has to do with pleasuring yourself before you see your lady? I didn't know that. But apparently, that's the secret. Like, you go and you do yourself all the way until you finish. And then apparently, when you get to be with your bombshell of a woman and you want to be lasting longer, you will, because you're empty out, and it takes longer to build up the sperm, and so because of that, you're lasting longer. Oh my God, it's so simple. So every time you're gonna have a date, you go pleasure yourself first, all right, and do a really good job. And then you're gonna be feeling like, oh wow, I just made her so happy because I could stay with her. And I'm always talking to you about pussy-centered sex and how you need to, like, okay, here's the things about it: connect with her heart, all day foreplay, hold her hand, say beautiful things, okay, and you're gonna say those things when you see her, like, express your emotions of, like, ooh, I'm so hot for you, or oh, the way you look. Please express yourself. All the guys holding back that, they lose the girl. She loves the guy who fully expresses himself, and you're thinking, I don't want to be that vulnerable. She's gonna think I'm girly. No. She knows it's super masculine if a guy lets out his feelings because he has to take that risk, and he's more brave than other guys, right? She knows because he's vulnerable when he shares, right? And then you're going to use your hands. Would you please do some pleasuring of her body with your mouth and your hands, okay? Please, 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 because what happens inside her is that she becomes different on the inside, and she receives you differently, and and the way she receives you actually causes you to have many more sensations and to last longer. Yeah, so I'm not kidding. Okay, so when you let's see, you're gonna take your time. The slower you go, also, the more of a gift you're giving, and the longer it'll last too. So also hugs. Like, remember, like, after you climax and you guys have your wild time, if you would just please. No, don't run off for a shower, okay? Would you please hug and just let all of those juices and all of those vibrations, like, flow back and forth for a while in the silent, like, ah, yes, okay? And now, eye gazing. We really, really need you guys to be looking in our eyes, okay? Especially when you're ejaculating, okay? Yes. All right, so, but that's the main thing, is to jerk off before you see her. I didn't know that, but I found out from my new sweetheart. He told me that's the secret to, like, lasting all night. And I'm like, oh, okay, you figured it all out. So just try that out, okay? Much love, darling. And remember, 88 ways to pleasure the feminine. One of them is to last longer. Seriously, it's really important. So, withholding ejaculation is another way to go, like, to learn the art of that. Like, there is a place underneath your balls that you can press, that if you're about to ejaculate and you don't want to yet, you just press on that spot. It's like a vein that's pumping. You press, you can stop it, and eventually, if you do that often enough, you won't have to actually press. You'll be able to do it from within. And you're like, well, why would I want to? I want to ejaculate. Isn't that the whole point? Well, for the feminine, we're talking about 88 ways to pleasure the feminine. The feminine often has not even started when you're done. She needs so much more. And she's not reaching that level of herself at all. And when you're thinking, wow, that was great, she's disappointed. And in a long-term relationship, this can be really, really just heartbreaking to her, to feel like you're not trying. And you're like, oh, what do you mean I was trying? Well, okay, so if you can slow down and get to this place where you can control your ejaculation, what they say happens is you start to have a new kind of orgasm, a masculine orgasm that's rolling up your spine. What? Yeah, it's like a whole nother level of pleasure. So in the end, yes, of course, you ejaculate. In the end, after a long, wonderful, epic time of pleasuring her. And we know, women have as much erectile tissue as men, even more. If you will look at the book Women's Anatomy of Arousal by Sherry Winston, you'll see the whole anatomy that was left out of every textbook, every science book on the feminine. And it's such a trip because, like, when I saw that book, I was like, my anatomy? You didn't know about this sponge thing that goes backwards. It's how women squirt and how it fills up with erectile tissue and how the erectile tissue goes through the whole vulva. So anyway, when you're massaging the woman and you're like really massaging her, what happens is she starts to puff up. The erectile tissue actually is filling up with blood, just like it does for a man. And that actually makes her smaller within, so she can feel you better. She's more grabbing you. So these are secrets that shouldn't be secrets. And a lot of the younger people I know are already on it. They've already are talking about this and have figured it out. And us older people are like, oh my God, I've gone a whole life without knowing this stuff. What's wrong with me? Don't be mad at yourself. Just start now. And instead of feeling like, well, I can't, I'm not strong enough, I don't have that stamina, I'm not healthy enough, whatever you think, just start working on it. It's just like a muscle you're building. And every time you practice, another thing they say to do is like jerk off and don't come, so that you practice stopping. Right, so you do that as a practice, and then right before her you do come, so that you can last longer. All right, I hope this helped. I hope this brings you a lot of more challenge in pleasuring the feminine. But basically, major one for pleasuring the feminine is lasting longer. And if you can't do it with your cock, you sure can do it with your hands, with your mouth, with your kisses, with your hugs, with your attention, with your beautiful words you say. And so at least you could make sure that you extend it all out, touches, touching her in creative ways. But if you can also last longer with your beautiful cock, then you're going to find that there's all these new G-spots that you end up hitting from different angles that, wow, you never took the time, you never had enough time to explore and find. And especially because if you're pleasuring her and she's opening more and she's trusting more and she's more engorged, she's going to find you, she's going to pull you into those spots. Okay. Ooh. All right. Love life, darling. Love life. Love the feminine. Take the time. Go slow. This is a miracle. This is a gift that we have of each other. It's a gift to have the feminine goddess on the planet. Aren't the women beautiful? Everywhere you look. Okay, so are you. You beautiful man. Trust your masculinity. Trust your passion. Trust your impetus. Trust your inclinations and your instinct. Trust your wildness, okay? And be more expressive of your feelings of, for her. All right. Much love, darling. Love life.